Hello my friends, we're here today at Lake Las Vegas. So I'm here to show you something special, something I'm very excited about. But first, check out this view. How beautiful is that? So we're here in the Lake Las Vegas Village, and I want to introduce you to the amazing solar provider. The topic of solar has been quite popular the last few years. It has a lot of misconception, a lot of, I would say, illusions on how it actually runs. So I'm very grateful to have an opportunity to introduce you to a good provider. They will tell you how it actually works, what this entitles. And when you're in Lake Las Vegas, make sure you stop by the Miss Coco Cafe. I love this place. And when you're there, just tell them YELENA sent you. And we would love for you to check it out. Also, you got to check out this furniture store. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. One day I have to do this walking tour of the village. So we can get together. And by the way, we also have another office here. Ta-da! And the Lake Las Vegas. But since I have you here, we're literally getting the walking tour. It looks much greener. I mean, right now is a winter, but normally it looks much greener, much nicer, but it still conveys this vibe for this place. Yeah, look at this beautiful setup over here. This is the stage where they have these holidays and celebrations. They have 4th of July fireworks and stuff. And it's usually very pretty for Christmas. They have the Christmas tree and everything is so Christmassy and pretty cool. So you definitely should check out Lake Las Vegas. And talking about this solar company, they have two offices. They have one office here in Lake Las Vegas, and then they have another office in Las Vegas area. So whether you are in this area or in Las Vegas, it's pretty central. So you'll be able to stop by and actually have the access to the equipment. I believe they're like the only company that has the equipment and has the office, to be honest with you. So you're able to have a first-hand experience to see what everything looks like. Hello my friends, and we're here today at Lake Las Vegas, and I have something very special for you. This is the topic I'm sure that is interesting for a lot of our listeners. This is a topic that it has a lot of mystery around it, and so we are today to actually clarify this whole solar project, the solar opportunities here in Las Vegas. And I am here with one of the best nationwide solar companies, Solar, and you can see on the background we have the logo. So we're gonna have the local Las Vegas and Henderson owner of this company, and he will answer all of our questions today. And everyone will actually have a clear understanding what these solar companies, what do they do, how much it costs, what is the maintenance on these, and all of the other details. All right?
Thank you so much. Where should I begin?
Let's start with your name.
Okay, Stephen Namili, the Chief Operating Officer of Solar.
And thank you so much for your time, first of all. And I know it's a busy schedule for all of us. And could you please tell us what does make your company so special?
Sure. So first of all, we're an engineering firm. We take everything from the grassroots, founded in 2009 by Frank Rieger, the German engineer, who was in the software industry, came to Nevada and said, I want to do things right. So what makes us uniquely different is most people outsource and they look for the most inexpensive items that they can put on your home. We don't. We look for what you see behind you here and on the side, heterojunction technology. It's the highest form of modular or solar module technology and high efficiency, especially here in the desert. There's something called heat coefficient. That's something people need to look for. So the hotter it is, just like a car, super hot outside, car doesn't run very well. You need a module that likes to cooperate with heat. Heterojunction technology does that. Solar Edge, we use only the best inverter or the inverter process, and that is what we consider Solar Edge. Operates at about 2 or 3% higher than Enphase and some of the other items out there as well. But what makes us unique is we're here. We have brick and mortar in the state of Nevada. Our main office, you've been to, over on D. Martin, and now we have solar showrooms. People have always had their doors knocked on. They've not really got to see the materials. Now they can touch and feel and look at the operation, meet the people who are going to install it. But most important, you know where you're going to be able to find us for the next 25 years.
And that is why it's so important, my friends, when I came into the office and then I had an opportunity to actually look at different types of the models and the batteries and the equipment, and even behind us, this is a sample of these equipments and the panels and what it looks like. So you not only have an aesthetical understanding and the perception what it looks like, there's in the biggest showroom, there's, the hooks and how it's going to be maintained, because you want to make sure that your roof is safe, that your roof is not damaged, that no wires and cords will be damaged. So it's the partnership that you are starting with the people from the start for a long range. You want to make sure your roof is going to be okay and that nothing is going to be broken in the process of the maintenance, so you don't have to have an additional maintenance piece to repair during the installation. That there's a lot of, I'm sure, mishaps can happen during the installation project.
That's a great point. We're your partner for the next 25 years. We don't manufacture anything. So you say, what's the difference between solar installers? It's the quality of the installation and the customer service and the warranty that we give you afterward.
Tell us more of your warranty.
So we have 25-year warranty on the inverter, 30 years on the modules, and then your roof penetrations. It's only required by law to give 10 years. We give a 25-year warranty on the roof. Now, we have over 15,000 installations in Southern Nevada. We've had 2 roof leaks since 2009. So that really pays homage to the type of, with the quality of installation.
And that is why I was talking about, to make sure that during any work that any contractor is performing in your home, that there's no damage done into what you already have, right? So when you're trying to solve one problem, it's not like you're generating another problem. Could you tell us more, what do you see the future of solar here in Nevada for us? Well, I know you're on the board.
Yes, so we
Please tell us more about the memberships that you...
Sure. So Nevada Solar Association, we formed with 7 like-minded companies here in Nevada. In the legislative session in 2022, we co-wrote a bill, Senate Bill 293. And this was to eliminate unlicensed Kansas people or door knockers. And we recognized that there was a lot of deceptive trade practices, and misinformation that was being distributed to homeowners. This bill has really taken a first step of eliminating that. We found 7 of us with like-minded philosophies and formed the Nevada Solar Association, which, by the way, is open to all of our competitors. The only issue is that they have to subscribe to a code of ethics, and that code of ethics is transparency, adherence to local rules and regulations. That's extremely important. So especially for your viewers, vetting your installer and check the contractor's board. Look at the Attorney General's office. Don't buy from someone a box sign door. Go to their office, see if they actually exist. Many companies here, unfortunately, in Nevada are based in Utah, California, Arizona. They don't have a brick and mortar presence. They keep a truck and a couple of people. If your system goes down, where are they going to be to take care?
And that's a very good point. I would say this relates to any contractors and vendors you use in your real estate transactions. And I would say that's why it's important to be with the licensed real estate agent, because they would have the license and proper type of connection and partners for you to take care of your home, to make sure that everything you need today and in the next 10, 15 years could be taking care of that today with the right partnership that you're starting today, so you don't have to redo it later on. Could you please tell us about maintenance? Because I know these people, they install it and they leave. Is it true that once your batteries get dirty and stuff, right, the effectiveness of this drops?
No, if your solar panels get covered with a half an inch of dirt, then you'll have some degradation. But overall, these are pretty maintenance-free. Now, some companies will install it depends on where you install your battery and where you install your inverters. Some companies will take the shortcut, put them outside. We put them inside your garage to keep the temperature down. And to the extent that we can, we also put your batteries inside the garage. Now, sometimes that requires a post and a fire extinguishing system, but heat is the killer on all electronic components. So you want to keep it as cool as you can, and by putting it in your garage, that's very helpful.
What about the panels? My point was, because Las Vegas is very windy, and we have a lot of storms and a lot of sand around. And so I know that, let's say, in the North Las Vegas area where there is more dirt around, these panels get dirty real quick. Would you be able to send someone to clean it, or should the quality? How does this work?
Yes, so we have a full maintenance team as well. And again, some of our competitors just install.
They don't. Nobody does maintenance. Just so our viewers would actually know that. That's why I have this question, because I have a lot of questions. People are saying, hey, we've had it installed, but how do we maintain? How do we clean it? We've noticed a drop. We've noticed, let's say in August, I had this conversation the other day. I was told, hey, you had an installation done last year. Everything was fine. In August, we see a drop in the solar energy. It's supposed to be the sunniest month of the year, and we are not producing as much. What could be the reason? And of course, the first thing that comes up would be, probably the panels are dirty because we've had a lot of winds and a lot of dirt could be covering your panels.
That's a portion of it. The other part is you may have some components of the system that have failed, or it really depends on the type of merchandise. So we talk about the components. This is why we use Solar Edge, and has what's called an optimizer. Each of these modules converts electricity from DC to AC. So some people use N-Things, which is a microinverter. That's like taking your telephone and putting it under the panel. You know how your phone, if you leave it in the car, it says it has to cool down, it'll stop operating again. N-phase goes into what's called safe mode. At 120 degrees, it slows down. And many times, those people that have an N-phase system may experience that type of degradation or reduced production just based on the temperature. The other factor is absolute windy areas, very high dirt. If you have a layer, yes, and that's easy. We come out with a pressure washer, clean it, and maintain the system. That generally will increase your production by a couple of percentage points.
For sure. So question on partnership. For example, you bought a home. Will people be able to add panels after the Astros, during Astros, before? Do you have local partnership with the builders? What is your local relationship, and how people can plug you into existing deals? For example, can they get a loan where the solar can be financed? I'm sure other people would like to know, right? Can I actually include it in the loan so that I'll have to pay for it out of my pocket?
Fantastic question. There's a solar loan that gives you up to 120% of the value of the home, so you have now 20% left for solar. $500,000 home gives you $100,000 not just for solar, but for other energy efficient items like doors and windows, air conditioning, a solar heat pump, electrification, electric water heater, and that is an FHA loan. It's
What about conventional loans?
Conventional loans, you can wrap it into the cost, but generally it has to be one of these energy loans. Now, if the homeowner would like to wrap it in, what makes it challenging is they do not have a provision to escrow the money for us to do the installation. On this particular loan, we would go and do the site inspection on the day that they're doing their home inspection. And then we would evaluate the system, present that, it's held in escrow. That money is held by the title or the escrow company. Once we complete the installation, then they release the funds.
So there is a way.
There is a way, absolutely. There is a way, and no points. The beauty is there's no points, and it's wrapped into your first mortgage.
So there is a way to actually get it financed and have it covered by your FHA loan. But I'm sure that half of the people, we have about 30. So we have, on the traditional homes, we have about 30% cash buyers. And then we have basically half and half will be FHA buyers, and another half will be your conventional home buyers. So basically it's a 50-50 chance that you can actually have it financed. Do you have any discount for cash buyers?
Absolutely. Yes, so this month, well, we have also for finance buyers. So this month through the end of the year, we're running no payments until 2026.
Oh.
And then for cash buyers, we will give them the equivalent of 9 months of their power bill over the last year. And we'll rebate that to them at the end of the installation. So yes, it's a fantastic year-end promotion.
Wow. Did you hear that, my friends? So for a year, no payments until 2026. How amazing is that to get this all wrapped up and have it done now, but you don't have to pay for another year. So that's definitely, how are you able to afford this?
We have great relationships with our vendors, and at the end of the year, they are trying to move their inventory just like a car dealership. And because we're one of their top 3 in the nation, they provide us these at a discount, and they can bundle it with things like SPAN. And I think we showed you that at the other office. So SPAN panel allows you to control each of the circuits in your home independently. Let's say you're on vacation, the power goes out. You can automatically switch over and say, I want my wine cellar on. I'm going to keep one air conditioning unit on.
Well, that's smart.
You can manage all of your power.
That's great. And talking about technology brings us to Tesla. Tell us about your Tesla partnership and the services that you provide.
Sure. So we are the #1 installer of Tesla in Nevada, with the exception of Tesla. They, of course, are #1 if they're on Friday. But we are also their preferred vendor, and the only in the state of Nevada that has their elite status. This provides you with an extended warranty, and we are also their service agent within the state of Nevada. Fantastic product. The Tesla Powerwall 3 now includes the inverter and battery. It's a very inexpensive option if you don't have shading. So this is another thing. This is why you want to use an engineering company like ourselves to facilitate your installation. If you have trees, you're going to not want to have a string inverter because you won't be able to have all of your panels fire at the same time. But if you're in this area here, limited tree access, you have straight sunshine, the Tesla Powerwall 3 cannot be beat. It's a phenomenal product.
Tom, this is also the way to be, to point, because a lot of vendors don't have that option, just saying. Right? So they don't work with Tesla, so they just would come out and other solar companies and just do solar, and they will never tell you about that option and saying, you know what, based on the location and the geographical positioning, it is better for you, there's a better product for it. They wouldn't be able to tell you because they don't have this relationship and they don't have this partnership. Another interesting point brought up during the conversation, the doors and the windows. Would you please tell us a little bit more how else we can make these green homes more efficient?
Sure. So we look at it as a whole home energy solution, a holistic approach to your house. How can we first reduce your consumption? Because you may not need a large solar system. Instead of a 12 kW system, why don't we bring you down to 8? And the money that you save can beautify your house with energy efficient doors and windows. So we carried Provia. Provia doors and windows have been made for almost 50 years. They start off as a stained glass manufacturer for churches way back when. And they have an energy efficient window that could save you up to 34% of your consumption and reduce the UV rays. You know how your carpets and your sofa can fade? It reduces that propensity to fade. In addition, air conditioning units. If you have an air conditioner that's more than 10 years old, it is operating at 1/2 the efficiency of new air conditioners today. So you can cut your summer consumption in half. So by putting all of these together, we're able to give you a holistic approach, give you better heating and air conditioning, beautify your home with beautiful doors and windows, and give you a smaller solar system.
All right, my friends. So we just learned that also there are many different ways how we can make your homes more efficient. We've learned that you can have a solar system, and again, we need the expert to determine what type of solar system is appropriate for your house, for your location. It's important to know your end goal. For example, I had a client recently, and he had very unusual requests for extremely large production of solars for his micro machines. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Because I'm sure maybe a lot of people know or interested or would love to start doing their own mining. And I know that one issue would be for many of those clients is how do I generate and produce enough of these energies? And I know there was a very custom-made solution generated. So for all of you that are interested in generating really modes of energy, if you could share your little
Sure, that's That is becoming more and more prevalent. And most importantly, all of this mining and AI is what is really causing stress on the grid. And we couple that with everyone's electric vehicles. This is why the solar plus battery was so important. So you can't survive just on solar. Solar operates on your internet. And what a lot of other companies don't tell you as well is, if there's a power outage, you have only solar and not batteries, your solar system's down too. If you have no power, like everyone else on your street.
So just to make a point, so you can actually have solar panels, but it is always recommended to have the battery that can store that energy. Obviously it's for additional costs, it's additional stuff. But again, it's great an opportunity for you to know and learn about having these extra batteries that can store that, so in cases of outage, you do have this energy stored.
Correct, and that's for the crypto mining as well. So any type of mining or excess usage, you're going to want to store those batteries and then discharge those and use that extra energy for your other activities. Some use it for hydroponics, others are using it for everyone tags. Some use it, there's bill card facilities that add electric bill cards. They charge you all of those inches and those wires. We have e-foils here that you see those fun e-foils. People charge those batteries on as well. But your solar system, and part of the idea of our ESO, is it's not just the power the appliances of your home. How do we make life fun as well? Part of it, we could have this crypto line. You could have an e-foil, right? Electric bikes, electric scooters, electric golf carts, electric water heaters, much more efficient than gas water heaters. But you could take whole electrification up to the next level. It could become sexy and fun, and not just solar panels over the roof.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
All right, so while you're learning something new every day, this is one of the interesting topics and conversations about protecting yourself from power outages and also capitalizing on this beautiful opportunity that we have here in the Valley, which is sun. Las Vegas, I don't know if you know it or not, Las Vegas is the sunniest, number 3, the sunniest city in the United States. So I think this would be a natural marriage when you are buying a home, to make sure you do get your get your home sold out and prepared to avoid costly bills in the summer. Because trust me, these summers is those 2-3 months in the summer you'll be paying a full year for those 3 months in the summers. I mean, I had people where their ACs were so dated that for 2-story homes, they were paying for 2 units, 1 unit on the first floor and second unit on your second floor. They were paying about $2,000 per unit in the summer for a large home, because it was dated. Those AC units, they were not modern and dated. That the whole house was not isolated. There was no problems, vision and stuff like that. Which is actually, to be honest, this is a number one problem with Las Vegas homes. The dated homes, they do not have a proper insulation. So whenever you're buying home, and if your home been built 20 years ago or even 15 years ago and haven't been remodeled, and you do not have new windows and new doors, trust me, you will be paying a lot for your bill at summertime. How much is the installation process? How many days does it take? How fast does it work? And also, how much does it cost for people to start on average homes? That's it, 2,000 square feet.
Well, the average system size in the state of Nevada is 10 kilowatts. And those 10 kilowatt systems generally run somewhere between $25,000 to $30,000 a value. But the ROI on that, as you said, many people have power bills of $2,000 a month over the summer. Your ROI is now 4.5 to 5 years. Now imagine, thereafter, for the next 25 years or the warranty, you have power bills totally for free.
Does that matter? It is, because if you're paying this, and you will have, for the average home, you will have a bill of probably about $5,000 at least a year, at least. So if you are having a system that costs you, right, 20 grand, I mean, this is for 4 years, so when you're down the road, you get, it's paid up, and after that, everything is generated, right? It's a revenue. I mean, obviously you don't have to. You can also have, there's other ways. You can have the doors, you can have windows, insulated, and use whole kind of packs to make your home more efficient and add more electrical stuff.
Also, your doors and windows, a good time to check it is during winter. Everyone considers it during summer or so. If you place your hand on a window, you feel that heat, right? But in the winter, now put your hand around it, you're going to feel the wind come. Most windows that are before 2010 are extremely, you're generally single pane. 2007 will single pane with 2017. Double pane. Your metal windows, that's nothing but a conductor of cold from the exterior to the interior. And a lot of the whistling comes from under that front door frame that's been there for 20 years, right? We won't change that.
There's no weathering strips.
No weather stripping, but even at the doors that are not energy efficient. So just putting on doors and windows, the energy efficiency, not only that, the heat makes, so it reduces the need for deep and air conditioning, and again, stops shutting yourself in or shades it in the for reach.
That's a very good point. One of the things that are special in Las Vegas is with our extreme heat, whenever you are with extreme heat, is everything wears out faster and dries out fast. And homes that are made out of wood, and of course your doors or windows, everything will be shrinking and losing that insulation down the road. So nothing is cheap without a reason. And so whenever you're buying a home and you know this home been built 15 years ago, there is a reason why you're able to get this cheaper type of product, because down the road you're gonna have to spend and upgrade more money to bring it up to speed and bring it to be more dated. What do you have the trends? Is there certain trends that you guys are seeing on the market? What people are looking for? What do they need?
So solar adoption has become much more mainstream. The Inflation Reduction Act popularized solar, become legitimate. So the federal government's behind it. So it is, especially realtors, there were years ago where people looked at solar on rooftops and said we have to stay away from this home, this is dangerous. Now in today's world, it's become very mainstream. More and more people, so especially those in states with extremely high utility rates like California that are accustomed to it. When they come to Nevada, they want solar right away. The adoption rate there, we are seeing more and more people that were resistant 5 years ago are now putting on solar in really, really fast rate. But what they're doing, what's important is plan ahead. Don't just put the solar plan. Are you planning on getting electric vehicle? Are you looking at the types of the electric water heater or home electrification? There are fantastic home appliances for induction motors that too, what are called blue storage for ranges. You can eliminate gas completely in your home, which in some instances they've been trying to eliminate gas ranges. I don't know if you saw them as an issue. Some states are eliminating all gas ranges in that spot in years. So you could really size your home properly up front and count on extreme utilization of electricity.
How fast installation is done?
It's well-made. Now there are some, if you have a 3-story dome or a stem level with multiple roof surfaces and a challenge or maybe some yard issues where we have to use a crane, it could take 2 or 3 days, but the average home installation takes under 8 hours.
Another question that a lot of people ask, a lot of HOA have different rules and regulations. How do you deal with the HOA rules and regulations? Because believe it or not, and also this is still all about business. Whenever you buy a home, before you buy a home, you gotta verify with the HOA that you are able to install your solar panels. I don't know if you know it, but some HOA will not allow this to be done. So you have these cases, and how do you?
Yes, so this is a little bit of a rule, and will be in legislation again this year, clarifying it. There is Nevada NRS 278. NRS 278 says that no HOA may unreasonably restrict the installation of solar. So your HOA cannot say that. They're not stuck to say that. Now, having said that, many of them are not aware of that. And in some instances, we need clarification. If you're at a condo and you have a shared roof, or the roof is maintained by the HOA or owned by the HOA, that's where we can have some issues in restrictions. But under the code, the pail has to be combined. The railing has to be put. And besides that, they cannot say no. This is a bit of a challenge, but we work with you. So we take a power of attorney from here. If you were to come on board with us, give us power of attorney, we work with your HOA. We submit to the Architectural Review Board. We provide them all the information that's required. If there's an issue, we'll be your advocate at the Governor's Office of Energy and help getting solar system installed. Again, like you said, what's the trend? With people adopting more solar, the HOAs are being more cognizant now of the fact that they can't say it. It's becoming more mainstream. Now we work well with their HOAs. Some of them don't offer panels on the street side. We try to work with them as best we can to make sure that they have uniformity in the community. But they cannot be unreasonable.
Well, it's good to know that you have these, intelligent partners that can actually be your advocates and make sure once you make that decision, they can advocate that right for you, and make it happen. This is a very good point. I mean, I've heard a lot of different stories about HOAs and the restrictions on the solar, which obviously we want to talk about today. But it's good to know that there is a solution when you have this, strong local provider that is able, to make it happen. Question for you: is it possible that you will have a lot of situations when the trees need to be cut or modifications need to be done, like difficult cases where something needs to be done to have this installed?
Sure. And there's some instances where we're going to say, you are not a solo king. That's very important. That's equally as important as adopting.
Yeah.
The last thing we want to do is sacrifice a tree for solar. That seems counterintuitive to us. So to the extent that we can move panels around, sometimes it even requires a ground mount. We could on the ground, moved away from the hump. We try to do everything we can to save overflow or fall. There are some instances though to where often sometimes taking down a tree, especially if it's aged and potentially has any type of damage to it, then that is something we would. But we really try to preserve everything we can. Now, depending on your roof angles and how many arrays we need on a roof, we can sometimes overcome that. And that's what we discussed before. Shading, test suck, we can't use for shade. That's what we use with solar edge solution. That's going to somewhat compensate for shading, but there are instances to where it just all requires certain exposure.
Well, good to know. Do you have anything else to share? Something maybe we forgot to ask, and something that maybe you want because more?
The most important thing to know is that anything you do, whatever you're buying a car or a home, whatever it may be, really research the company that you're doing business with. Make sure that they have a pedigree and a background. Check all the government agencies. Make sure that they have a curriculum. Make sure that they're fully licensed, and make sure that 24 hours a day you have access to it, whether it's us or someone else. So I thank you so much.
Very good point. Very good point. Well, my friends, if any of you who are interested and you have more questions, please do not hesitate. You can always reach out to me, and I will keep contact with Steve, and we will have the best representation in, the fastest and most, intelligent answers to all of your questions.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you.
Alrighty, my friends, this is it for today. Was great to connect, and see you soon.